Hey guys, this is Kenny with Flight Time RC. We're going to do a review and first flight of my new speed plane. This is the fourth version of my speed plane V-tail. My last one crashed. It wasn't a real bad crash, but it popped the wing off, and I decided it was a good time to build another one. That's the cool thing about these planes and using this dollar store foam. Each plane costs me like $2 and I crash it. As long as the electronics make it, it doesn't really matter. Just gives me an opportunity to kind of hone my skills and make something a little bit better and faster. This is the lightest and hopefully the fastest version of the V-tail series that I've done. It has a 6-inch cord, 5-inch at the tip. I think it weighs 340 grams with the battery, so it's pretty light. And we're still running the badass 2350 kV motor. Luckily, it's made it through every crash. I've had some pretty bad ones. It's still going. So the electronics, I'm using my Spectrum DX6E controller with 4-channel Spectrum receiver, nothing special. Then flight test, 5-gram servos throughout for the ailerons and the tail. Using a 3-cell LiPo, the 2200 milliamp. This is just what I like to test all of my speed planes on. I build them all to fly on 4-cell, but I also like to be able to fly on 3-cell just so I can get used to the plane, get it all trimmed out when it's flying a little slower, easier to control. And also I get double the flight time than my 4-cell that I have specifically just to go fast. So it gives me some time to learn the plane, do some tricks, and just mess around with it. So we have a 7x4 prop on here today, which is not a fast prop. But even on 3-cell with the 2300 kV motor, it should still be pretty quick and it'd be a lot of fun. If this flight goes good, which I'm sure it will, so far all of these have done really well, I'm going to throw in the 4-cell and then we're going to get a little crazy and see how fast we can go. Hopefully not break this thing on the first day out. I'd like to wait a couple days before I break stuff, if possible. Let's get this thing up in the air. Oh yeah, look at that. Flying good. Got a little trim. Let me slow it down a little bit. So it's drifting a little bit to the right. Let's go ahead and try to trim it. I can tell already that it's going to be fast because I'm barely like 25% throttle maybe, and it goes pretty good. Go ahead and bump it up a little bit more throttle. So far trimming has been very minimal, so I may have trimmed a little bit too hard to the left. I'm going to go a little bit more to the right. I also have 3 rates set up for this. Right now I'm on my medium rates. And I do have high and much lower rates. Right now we're at around 50%. So I'm going to try to always have a hard time trimming while I'm flying. Especially when it's a little windy out. Okay, I think I just about got it. I can tell already this thing's gonna move. Oh yeah, up into the clouds. Probably might have lost that one on camera. Just did a quick full throttle on 3-cell, the 7x4 prop. I'm definitely gonna move up to the 7x6. That's the prop that I usually run with this motor setup. And the planes, the weights are a little different, but they all perform relatively close to the same. This one's really light though. So I can tell even with this 7x4, it's gonna go fast. And sure, this fly nice. This one flies really good, and I'm able to make it fly a lot flatter when I'm on the throttle. I think I'm starting to figure out exactly where these motors need to be mounted and everything, and get them tuned just right to where I can go faster without having to pull up on them. So we're flying at about 50% throttle here. Stall. This would be if I can bring it around to do a little higher speed pass. So that was our 4-minute timer. Man, time flies when you're having fun. Go ahead and let it stall and drop back down, hit the throttle. Yeah, this is fun. This thing, I can tell even on medium rates, it's very responsive. I'm gonna go ahead and flip it into low rates. See how this thing flies on lower rates. See if it's a little easier to control and these speed faster. Even on low rates, I have more than enough control. This thing, elevator and ailerons are moving at about 50%, or actually closer to 25 on the lowest rates. It looks like we're kind of drifting to the left a little bit. Let's turn that up a little bit, sorry. Dang. This thing still goes pretty fast even on 3-cell with this slower prop. There we go, cut the throttle, just let it drop out of the sky. Get back into the throttle a little bit. And these speed planes, they sure do put me to the test. Like trying to control them, even on low rates, it's just so fast, so light. This thing is gonna be a beast on 4-cell. Man, this thing's cooking. Even 50% throttle, this thing is like more than fast enough to be fun. Flying full throttle there. It's a little crazy. Even on 3-cell with this slower prop, it still does fine. Definitely hard to keep up with. So we got a couple minutes left. I have a 8-minute timer set because that's been about the regular time. I think I could probably actually get more out of it. At least with this prop, it's not really stressful on the motor at all. yeah. It's definitely hard to keep up with. I think, let's check our timer. Okay, we're just about done with this flight, so we're gonna slow it down and bring her in for a nice soft landing. Look at that. Great flight.